Okay guys, here we go. Let's check out this entire patch. Everything. So, rank play, Season 2 and rewards, Season 3 start. Should I just go with that? So we can just like check it out. Like, I think we already know about this. So yeah, we already know about this. It's just like nothing new. In-game chat, notifications, friend list, PC for now, new tabs. Yeah, started pack, patch notes, social features. So this is all really great. Player profile. Here you can just check out what you're doing. Like this is like, yeah. You can like Burza, the apprentice, level 46. And what you're doing, what cards you collected. This is just great. But we care about the cards. Friend list, whatever, refund system. So if you have kegs, you should just definitely save it. If you have some cards to mail, you should definitely not do that till the patch comes out. And when it comes out, go ham. You got 3 days, that's all we know. And they're changing the golds, they can be damaged. Yeah, terminology, doomed and stubborn are no longer tags, but rather keywords in card description like Veteran 1 before. Terminology, resilience. A resilient unit remains on the board at the end of round, and if it's boosted, its power is reset to base at the start of the next round. Pretty damn important, so no buffing dwarves, like Brazilian dwarves anymore. At least you're not gonna get that buff next turn. And a lot of new terminology, like alchemy, spell, soldier, officer, tactics, agent, Come on, Redenia, Temeria, Cadvan. So these are like, I don't know, how they are called, like it's kind of like called like tribes in card games. New avatars and Vesemir. Gold, neutral, 6 strength, agile, loyal witcher. Play a bronze or silver alchemy card from your deck, shuffle the others back. What? Too old for this shit, tomfoolery enough. We don't need the MP3s. I don't know who decided that, like, yeah, just add that thing to it. Alchemy card are more like the, Thunderbolt potion, I suppose. But I guess we're gonna learn about that. So this is like not bad. Like Vesemir is just the solid gold, and I think that is what we were really missing last patch. I wouldn't really say like last patch, but like when the open beta came out, we had many gold cards. Well, I wouldn't really say that I really like seeing them, like Ragnarok, Drought, and Siri. They were basically in every single deck. But like after they like fixed those cards, so to speak, I don't feel like there were like any really like replacements in the neutral legendary pool. Like Igni is the one that saw play, but not in all decks, and other than that you had to like go for the specific legendaries of the faction. Ascol is pretty good, like 7 strength, gold that destroys a bronze or silver unit that is not boosted. That should be pretty ridiculous. Like even if you're just like hitting a bronze, you're just getting like 7 plus a bronze. Imagine you're just like hitting a Nilfgaardian Knight and you're just getting 17 strength. Of course it kind of depends on what kind of decks are used, but it should be fine. Of course if the meta is dominated by cards, well, wait a second. That is not boosted, but it just says not boosted. If you have units that strengthen themselves, it's actually extremely strong against Skellig again. That it's extremely strong against strengthening. You can like have like you can destroy like a 20 strength boosted unit. Lambert, 7 strength, agile, witcher, damage an enemy by 5, then damage up to 4 copies of it on its side by 4. Now the thing is with Lambert that even if you like hit like 2 identical units, I just say like, I don't even know, like Alchemist, doesn't matter. If you like, you just get like 7 plus 5 plus 4. So you're getting 9 plus 7. So that's not so bad, you're getting 16 value. And if they're playing a lot of identical units, For example, like a Consume Monster. Like, in a way, this could be like good against like the spiders. They play the spiders, and you just hit one of the spiders, and you delete 4 more of them. So you get like 15 spider value plus Lambert on top. So this is kind of good. So you can get like 22 if you hit the spiders. Like that is the first card that I think of, and I just like think of like many identical units. But even worst case scenario, like he's a 12, but like he can be easily 16, not 17, and damage up to 4 copies of it on its side by 4. It's not a 17 because he hits the first one for 5, and he hits the additional ones for 4. So it's a 9 plus 7, 16. Doregarai. Silver, 2 strength, that can spawn a Savage Bear, which is like a... it's unchanged. 7, that hits played units for 1. Wyvern, Ekimara, or Drowner. Now, I would normally call this unit kind of crap. Worth noting that this is a neutral silver. So, it's not bad. If you have Doregarai, you might want to use him. But I feel like this Ekimara option kind of pushes this card to be like pretty good, because you not only have the option to like, you can play this early and that's good, you can play this later and that's fine, you can play this if you, I don't know, want to move some better, but the thing is you can play this early. I think these are the main options. You either play a Savage Bear early and that can gain a lot of value, or you play an Ekimara later for some carryover, and that's pretty damn good. So you have options with him. So Doregarai, I would give him a, I don't know, at least a 9 out of 10. Because the Ekimara. If this was just like a bunch of crap options, I would like say that this card sucks. But because it has Ekimara in it, and like this is good late, and this is good, I mean this is good early, and this is good late. And these just like extra flexibility on top of it. Because you have 4 options. That's a lot. You would normally see like 3 options. And I would suspect that the Savage Bear and Ekimara will see the most play. But again, the Wyvern and Drowner are pretty good. So Artifact Compression is a neutral silver that transforms a Bronze Silver into a 2 strength unit. And this also like is a transformation effect, so it's actually a banish in a way. So if you like hit a Queen's Guard with it, then Queen's Guard is gone. If you hit a Morgwarg with it, then that Morgwarg is gone. It's like a 2 strength. Ultimately you're using a silver for a silver, but maybe Morgwarg was buffed. Probably not, but it's still a pretty good counter. And it's a good neutral way to counter. It's like a counter banish, but also it can act as a way to punish big units. So if like big units are in the meta, or like particularly hard to get rid of units are in the meta, or like just want to disrupt the win condition, then Jade figurine is gonna be pretty important. But I don't think it's gonna be that impactful, because it's gonna keep the power level of most cards like below like 15ish. Like it's not, if they get out of control, Jade figurine is like really good. And also you can just buff your golds. If you wanna go for that, it's a bit risky, but you can do that. But because the thing is, if you transform a 15 strength like silver, you're getting 13 value. So like it's okay. Like it's an okay card, but I'm just kind of demonstrating that you would need to like transform a pretty big unit to really like work out. Abba Armored Cavalry. So it's a 3 strength, loyal, agile soldier. These are just extra tags. They don't give anything to the unit, but there are some other cards that synergize with it. Or maybe that's not always the case. Some tags are just in the game for flavor, at least for now, but soldiers actually get some synergy that we're gonna look at later. Looks at the top 3 units in your opponent deck, choose one, and boosts up by its power. So if your opponent's running like big minions, this is pretty self-explanatory. This guy's gonna get crazy. You're like, it doesn't need to be that strong because the average power level of a bronze is around 9 to 10. For example, the new poor flanking infantry is a 8 that actually a 6 that summons 2. So that's like that as close to a base unit as we can get. So, but we have like the, I don't know, 9 to 10. Like, let's just say like the 10 is what we can expect as the base, as the average value of a bronze. And this guy, even if he finds like a 7 strength, and it doesn't have to be a bronze. Any unit, anything, top 3. If he finds average of 7, he's good. Of course, it kind of depends on what the hell the enemy is running. So, we shall see. I can easily see this guy not see play because of that. Because the opponents might have like a wide variety of cards. And against, for example, monsters, you might just like end up running into a bunch of like low cards that you don't want to deal with. But against Skellig, you're like, hell yeah! They have like 10 strength in their deck. I don't know why we get back to that all the time. Like, it's really good against Skellig, but kind of shit against monsters. So we shall see. It depends on the meta. And the Assassin. 1 strength, disloyal unit that damages a unit to its left by its base power, but no more than 10. So it can easily kill a unit. And the thing is that they added this cap of like 10. And that means that any unit that has an active effect and has more than 10 points is something to look out for. In the past we had 7. That was the 7 was the magic number. Like 7 is where Altus Thunder killed you. But over 7, you were safe. Like, if you were 8, like, nothing could touch you other than, like, Scorch. But you couldn't be just removed, like, instantly by the bronze removal. And, looks like this became more like 10-ish. But any units that, like, just have, like, 11 will be pretty safe. And if you have armor, this is damage. So if you have, like, armor, then that will actually prevent that unit from getting killed. Even if like 1 armor. If it's like a 10 strength unit with 1 armor, then it's gonna end up as a 1 strength unit. It's a pretty simple unit, but of course this works and makes sense with the spy archetype. Nilfgaardian Standard Bearer. A bronze 7 strength, agile, loyal soldier support. Wow. Whenever you play a soldier from your hand, boost an ally by 3. Deploy, boost an ally by 2. So you play this as a 9 basically, as long as you have anything on the board. And anytime you play a soldier, you can actually choose to buff something by 3. I've seen the stream and that is exactly what they said. So a 9 base that buffs by 3 every time you play a soldier. And Nilfgaard has a lot of soldiers, so this guy could be easily ridiculous. I don't know. But of course, because of the resilience change, you cannot carry over this like super buffed unit. Only the base strength is carried over, even if you like wanted to go for that. But still, this is a definite unit to look out for. Can we just check out his picture? Look at this. Big picture. Well, whatever. Anyhow, Magnet Division. Bronze 8 strength, range loyal soldier. So again, roll luck. Kind of good to see that this happens nowadays as well. If neither players pass, draw the top card from your deck and create a base copy of the top bronze unit in your opponent's deck that they draw immediately. So you draw a card and your opponent draws a copy of their top bronze. A base copy. So if they're actually running some kind of a a buff deck, let's just say like spell scoia'tael, and they just like have a bunch of like protectors in their deck, and you play this against them, and you might just like draw into your golds, and they, instead of like drawing into an actually useful bronze, they actually draw into a 2 strength protector, because it's the base strength. So that is something that you can actually just... So any kind of deck buffing strategy, even like Foltest, even if you like play this against Foltest, you're gonna actually make Foltest draw a non-buff unit. Of course, this is really good if you just wanna like go through your deck. This is good because like what we gotta consider that let's just like consider like 25 card deck, 15 bronzes, 6 silvers and 4 golds. And let's just say like the silvers are 3 point better than bronzes, and the golds are 6 point better than bronzes. So despite its 8 strength, you actually gonna draw into better cards than your opponent on average. You might even draw into like a gold card, and if you do that, and it's gonna be like a 18 strength, I mean like oh no 14 strength, I mean. And if you draw into a silver, it's gonna be like an 11 strength-ish. As long as you like draw into a better card, but sometimes you're gonna draw into bronzes. Of course, and that's not ideal. Especially this card is especially strong with like bronze deck thinners. Like you just like dump your whole deck of bronze and then just like, hey silvers, come to me. So that is it. And of course, against specific decks that buff units in that deck, it's gonna be extra value. Infiltrator, bronze 9 strength, agile, loyal soldier, took another unit's spying status. Of course, by itself this would be kinda useless, but there are cards that interact with it, and even the base strength of this unit, as discussed, bronzes are about 9 to 10. Base strength of this unit is pretty respectable, and the synergies are kinda there, so you can actually like, get back the spies, but we're gonna look at that. Bonar Tutor. Bronze, 9 strength, siege loyal mage Cavalry. Deploy, you may mulligan a card in your hand, but choose a bronze spell or alchemy card from your deck to replace it. Then shuffle your deck. Yeah. So bronze unit, kinda interesting, because how will this work? Because like Northern Realm, bronze, 9 strength. So we see that it's pretty respectable, and you can mulligan a card from your hand, but choose, and more like and choose a spell or alchemy card from your deck to replace it. So basically you get like some kind of potion crap or just whatever like spell, and you mulligan a card. But how valuable is mulliganing a card? Like the way I see this card is that this allows you to run more greedy decks, because if you end up with some crap that you don't want to draw into, you can just put that back in and you get some spells. Now the thing is with the spells that these greedy mulligan decks didn't really like spells in the past, so we might see more spells in the future. So, like, PFI potion deck? Yeah, definitely seems viable, I suppose. And this allows you to be, like, more greedy. You can go with, like, Temerian Infantryman and, like, all the Cavalry guys with the mercenaries. Maybe even the Witchers. And you're just like, hey, I'm super greedy, I'm doing this. And you will not get that punished. Even, like, last round, you can just, like, you see, like, I have, like, 2 deck cards, but you don't because you play the Bonar Tutor. And you actually get something else, so it's not so bad, and you actually get pretty good strength. So that's about it. Poor flanking infantry. Yeah, brought this up earlier. It's the disadvantage of this guy is that he's like 6 strength, and like he spawns a 2 strength unit to its left and its right. Of course, it's kind of weak to lacerate. And that's basically its only weakness, other than its melee lock. So like that would be kind of easy if like you just place one of them, like it's melee locked, you just do that, you place a guy, then you place the other one on the range road and the other one on the siege one, that would be like pretty easy. But if you like, you have to place like 3 of them on the big hero, and your opponent's gonna be like, lacerate, hell yeah. You can definitely lock cards with anything now. That was a question. Witch Hunter. No round bronze, 3 strength, agile, loyal soldier in Redenia. Resets unit. If it's a mage, play another Witch Hunter from your deck. So, I consider the fact that like Margarita is a 4 strength, reset the unit right now, silver. And this is a 3 strength, reset the unit. It doesn't lock it, gotta be said. It doesn't lock it, but resets a unit. And if it targets a mage, then play another Witch Hunter from your deck. So you can actually just go like Witch Hunter into Witch Hunter into Witch Hunter, and you just get them all out. It's not great. You definitely want to run these Witch Hunters just in case. You might want to have something to silence. Reset. So this is actually like extremely strong against like buffers. I don't know, like extremely strong. But something you want to consider against buffers. It's really hard to say how the meta is gonna evolve when the patch hits. It's even after the patch, it's gonna take probably weeks to really tell what's gonna like really the top. Chameleon Drummer. No round bronze, 7 strength, agile, loyal, support. Temeria. Every turn at the start of your turn, boost the random unit by 1. So we can actually play this for 7, and that's just like 7. And in like 3 turns after that, it's just gonna like buff 1, 1, 1. So actually in like 4 turns, this unit is gonna be like 10 value. And the thing is, like you start the game with 10 cards, you draw into like 3 cards, plus your hero is like +1. You might even like play a spy, whatever. Like the game usually lasts 15 turns. Or like, yeah, that's like the average amount of turns. Well, at very least, we have like 14 turns. And it's not too hard to play this guy early. And in like 4 turns, it, so to speak, breaks even. Also, boosting a random unit by 1 can easily like help you to play around Scorch. So this guy is excellent for that. And again, like 4 turns, it's break even. But in a long round, like just imagine like fighting over like round 1, like going down, like I just say like 8 cards played. If like 8 cards are played, then this guy's 14. Like that's pretty good for a bronze. Come on, this is ridiculous. And that is exactly what happens usually. And that is why these guys are like very, very dangerous. Let's just think about it that way, that the Trebuchet used to be like a 6 that hit for 1. And this guy is a 7 that boosts for 1. And the Trebuchet was just like spammed in every single deck. And now this guy is a 7 that boosts for 1. This guy is gonna see some play. At least in my deck. Anyway, Battering Ram, no round bronze, 7 strength, agile, loyal machine, deploy damage an enemy by 3. If it was destroyed, damage an enemy by 2. Fresh crew, increase the initial damage by 1. That's just like like the cream on top. Like, because if this guy, like the 7 strength, agile, loyal machine, like even has machine tag, like it starts out as a 10, which is insane. It was discussed that like the bronzes have like the average strength of like a 10. Like not this guy has the average strength of a 10, but like there are some stuffs on top of that. If it kills it, it's like a 12. And with like fresh crew, it's like he can have like maximum 2 fresh crew bonus. It becomes a 14, or maybe, I don't know. At this point, it's unclear whether the fresh crew would increase the follow-up damage as well. If it was destroyed, damage generated by 2. If it did that, it would be just like completely broken, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was just completely broken. And they're gonna change it, because right now, it's just kind of crazy. Like, it's a 10 already. Of course, you might not always kill a unit, but even like that, it's like a 10. Like, come on, 10 is good. If it was destroyed, yeah, it's a 10, that becomes a 12, that can actually become a 14, or possibly even a 16. So, increase the initial damage. Yeah, that's, never mind that. So it's actually just, 14 maximum. But that is already insane. So, Skellig, bronze, 6 strength, ranged, drummer, soldier, loyal, Thunderbolt Warmonger, veteran 1. Deploy, discard up to 1 bronze card from your deck. Isn't he 1 stronger than that? I'm pretty sure that he was like shown as a 7? Might be wrong about that. It doesn't matter. I think I just consider him a 6. Even as a 6, he's like totally great because you normally like discarding is a pricey, really pricey thing to do, and you can just actually just discard like a veteran guy. How's the guy called? Whatever the guy that like 4 strength and like pops out. Even if you discard that guy, you're gonna have like 10 strength right away, and you just spin the deck. You can discard the Queen's Guard. That works great. So I just in the discard deck, he's gonna be a staple. And he also has a lot of tags, if that even becomes relevant. Not much to say about that. Clan and Crate, Grey Sword. Skellig Bronze, 7 Strength, Agile. And Crate, Soldier Loyal. Every 2 turns at the start of your turn, if this unit is damaged, reset it and strengthen it by 2. So you can just like place it. Like you can just combo it with the ship. Like the ship, before like generated like okay value. Like it was not great, but with the ship, like the combo, and worth noting that this is not regressing, so it's not gonna lose its power. You can just place this, the timer goes down by 2. Reset it and strengthen by 2. Does it have a timer? Every 2 turns. So it goes down to 1, you play a ship next to it, the ship hits it for 1, the ship gets stronger to 7, this guy resets itself and strengthens itself by 2. Then the ship keeps hitting it, then that doesn't matter, and he gets stronger all the time. So that's a good combo. Of course, other combos are possible as well. But that is the most obvious one, and I guess I'll be trying that out. Skellig, bronze, 8 strength, agile, loyal, and crate machine. Veil harpooner, move an enemy to this row and on its side and damage it by the number of units on that row. So, first of all, it's like an 8 strength already. And worst case scenario, you move of other units on that row. Worst case scenario, it's like an 8, I suppose. If you like move it to a row with nothing going on, it's an 8. Which is not so bad, but if they have a lot of units there, then it can punish it. You can also set up some lacerates, because you have some moves in Skellig now. You got the moves. So it's really good with lacerate. I don't think it's a great fun unless the enemy is really swarming you. And the Coral doesn't have a... how's it called? Hailstorm anymore. So maybe setting up rows is not that important anymore. Again, I feel like this is more of like a tech choice. Also, could be like even better with the X-Men deck. We shall see. But I don't think this like Veil Harpoon is just like crazy. If there's anything crazy here, it's the Battering Ram for sure. Clan Tersearch Veteran. Skellig Bronze, 6 strength, range loyal, Tersearch Soldier, Veteran 1. Deploy, trigger all your different units, Tersearch units, veteran abilities, whatever they are. And the parallel of this one, all your different Tersearch veteran abilities, whatever they are. It's at this point theorized whether it actually affects himself. It's possible. But this should be like pretty strong in the long run. Of course, you're playing this guy if you want to go for like... Of course, you're playing a bunch of Tersearch units. And you want to go for like the 3-round play. Perfect for X-Men. Could be. We shall see. Again, the power level of this unit is just really hard to see by itself. We gotta see if the Tersearch units are actually that good. So we can actually run a deck with them. Skellig Bronze, Herbalist. 1 strength, range loyal support. Doomed. Deploy, play a card from any chosen from any what? From any bronze organic cards and torrential rain cards in your deck. Organic cards are like Lacerate, Marram, Tremor. It's a weird tag, gotta be said, but those are the cards. And with this, you can just like get it out. Like it's like an extra deck thing. If you like, this is good. If you're running like X-Men, you just like go Herbalist into a Tremor, and that's crazy. And you're thinning your deck and getting out these cards like Torrential Rain, fucking X-Men Dream, and Stamina for Tremor, X-Men Dream, and the Stamina for Tremor actually got buffed. Farseer. Scoia'tael, Bronze, 8 Strength, Agile, Loyal Elf Mage. If any ally or unit in your hand or deck is boosted during your turn, boosts up by 2 at the end of your turn. 8 Strength. Hand or deck is boosted during your turn. So if you're running the Elven Protector, guys, that the spell scoia'tael likes to do, you can just play this for 8, and any boosting happens at all, even if you're just running the Dragoon, this Farseer becomes like a 10 right away. But of course, like it's really the best with spell scoia'tael, because you don't have to have any setup, you just need to play a spell. Maybe it's like the best with like Dragoon and spells. And the Farseer doesn't happen only once. It happens like all the time. As long as you like keep doing it, it happens. Good question. Sage, scoia'tael Bronze, 3 Strength, Siege, Loyal Elf Mage, Resurrected Bronze, Alchemy or Spell card. And that's pretty damn powerful. So you actually get a Bronze plus 3. Of course, and resurrect all Bronze or Alchemy spell card. So you actually have the variety to like resurrect any of them. Not just the random one, but the specific one. You can actually resurrect the First Light, so you actually can like get like another minion out. Well, rally. You can just replay a spell. You can actually just like play an Altus Thunder, and even with that you get like 10 value. And this Sage is just nuts. Because the thing is, like, silvers usually have 3 strength above bronzes. Like, this is like what I would consider average. And this has 3 strength above a bronze. I'm not saying this is broken, because the neutral spells are usually like less not as strong as faction bronzes. At least normally, but it's still, well, they're still bronzes, and they have about the same power level. Moroccan Pyrotechnic. Scoia'tael Bronze, 5 Strength, Agile, Loyal Dwarf Support. Deploy damage a random unit on each row on the other side by 3. Each row. So best case scenario, this hits 3 units that can be damaged up to 3. For free, so that's 9 plus a 5, so that's a 14. If it hits only 2 that can be damaged, then that's an 11 as well. Again, good. If it hits only 1, that's an 8. Still not bad. So, like, as long as he has like units on any row, it's like an 8 already. If he has, of course, assuming it can actually hit them for enough damage. But like, if your opponent has units on like 2 rows, Moroccan Pyrotechnician should be like pretty damn good. And your opponents usually have units on 3 rows because they want to spread it out. And the funny thing is, like, this works extremely well with the Trapper, because the Trapper punishes rows. This punishes playing on all rows. So the scoia'tael has answers to punish everything. Because the Trapper is like crazy good if you play on one row. But this is also crazy good if you just want to play on all the rows. So what you gotta do? Like, I guess you gotta know your opponent's deck, but I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys and the Trappers. scoia'tael Bronze Moroccan Marauder. 8 strength agile loyal soldier dwarf. Whenever this unit is boosted, damage, strengthened or weakened, boosted by 2. So we got a true dwarf here that even if like when it like affected, like damage, strengthened, weakened, but the thing is if you like play a potion on it or just like pull it with Zoltan or whatever, it gets like +2. And I guess it's not really a great tempo unit, but if you have buffers, this could be pretty good, especially if you can just like buff every turn. Whenever this unit is boosted damage, strengthened or weakened, so like, and if your opponent just tries to hit you, then that works too. Like, in a way, if this unit ever gets lacerated, it's an agile unit. If it ever gets lacerated, imagine like just putting down 3 of these and like, I don't know, like boosting that with the Thunderbolt potion. And even if they get lacerated, they get hit for 3, then boost by 2, so that's not really great. Dwarven Educator. scoia'tael Bronze, 3 strength agile, loyal dwarfs. Deploy, spawn a base copy of a random different bronze dwarf in your deck. A random. The only problem with this is the random part, but other than that, it's you get a 3 plus a dwarf, an actual bronze, so that's a bronze plus 3. So this dwarf is pretty damn good. Of course, you can actually affect what kind of bronzes you got. Even if you have like one, this is an extreme example, but let's just say you only have one dwarf in your deck, and you just play the agitator and you just get like copies of that one dwarf. And but even if you have like one type of dwarf, like you can, or like 2 type of dwarfs, it really it's not that hard to like limit the RNG of this card. And again, like you get actually like a 3 plus a bronze card, which is about the silver. Of course, you gotta commit to this. Well, you don't really have to commit to it, but like somewhat, like at least like half dwarf, be a half dwarf here. Like with this, like I kind of makes sense to like play like at least like 6 dwarfs, maybe like 7-ish dwarf. Walton Longship, which looks amazing. Round 7 strength agile loyal Walton machine. While this unit is on the board, boost all Walton allies by 1. When it is destroyed or locked, damage all other Walton allies by 1. And I have to say I don't like this unit whatsoever, because it starts as at a 7. And if you play 3 Walton allies, it becomes an average card. And also, if it's removed, your Walton units get hit. But that doesn't even matter, because do you really want to play this, assuming and just hoping that you're gonna have like 4, 5 Walton allies along with it? I don't know. That's also not particularly interesting. I'm not really feeling this card. Like, also the Walton allies would need to be like really something that you want to run. We shall see. We're gonna get there and we're gonna check it out if those are the cards that we want to have it like all in the deck. Because having like 1 or 2 like Longships could be okay, but I don't know. It doesn't look like the card that I would really like to have in my deck, even if I'm running like full-on Walton. And the Cyclops, monster bronze, 7 strength, siege loyal Ogroid. Destroy an ally and damage an enemy by the destroyed ally's power. The destroyed ally had the Deathfish, strengthened self by 3. So if you destroy Deathfish minions, this is basically like right away a 10. And if those Deathfish minions have a Deathfish that you really want to trigger that round, then of course then it's even better. Of course, right now, most of the time, it's just like spawning some harpy or just spawning some. For example, if you like destroy the Earth Elemental, then you would gain destroy an ally, damage an enemy by the destroys ally's power. So that's also worth noting that you're actually using it as a damage. So I don't know. So it's like it's a 10 strength guy that hits enemy. Like for example, like we just destroy an Earth Elemental. Let's just like talk about it. Like Earth Elemental, you play it, you go up against Skellig, they play a ship, then you play a Cyclops, destroy your Earth Elemental, the golem spawn, and you also destroy their ship. And this also gives you a lot of like aggression, like a lot of damage, that a lot of removal. So just in case you like, for example, you like run into an Alquist, then you can actually deal with it. But if you don't have to, you might just go for something else. I don't know if you want to have like 3 of these in the deck, and we just have to see how really like how Deathwish fits together. But by itself, it's not a bad card. The only crazy, like we've seen some crazy cards like Dwarven Educator. You gotta watch out for this. 3+ bronze. This is crazy. And the other one, like Resurrect the Special, that's a 3+ bronze too. So those are the cards that just like watch out for that. I'm a little bit concerned about scoia'tael right now. Also, we saw that bloody Battering Ram. That was insane. Cockatrice Master Bronze, 6 strength, range loyal Draconid. Whenever an ally with a Deathwish appears, including golds, boosts up by 2. Deploy, boosts up by 2 for each ally with a Deathwish, including golds. On play as well. So it's kind of like the Imperial Brigade, but with Deathwish. I suppose. And also, whenever an ally with a Deathwish appears, including golds, boosts up by 2. Does it work with the Ciliano Harpy eggs? Because if it does, then it's a 6, like becomes like a 10, then becomes like a. It can get out of control. That's what I'm saying. Especially if you can just play like 2 Deathwish at the same time. Cockatrice, we shall see. But this could be the unit that really like carries Deathwish. Archespore. Monster, bronze, 5 strength, agile, loyal, curse unit. Every turn, at the start of your turn, move this unit to a random row on its side. Damage random enemy by 1. Reset self. Deathwish. Damage random by 4. That's a lot, but basically, it's a 5 strength plant that jumps to a different row every time and damages a random enemy by 1. I believe on that row, but even if it like just random enemy by 1, that's fine. And when it dies, damages random by 4. Now this is a good target you want to kill with the Cyclops, because the thing is, this unit is weak. We saw the guy, would be a good comparison. The guy with the flag, 7 strength that boosts a unit by 1 every turn. So why is this unit bad compared to that one? While this does have the Deathwish tag that synergizes with the Cockatrice, I'm not saying this bad. It could be good because of the synergy, but by itself, I'm just analyzing it by itself. By itself, it's a lot slower than the guy with the flag that just runs around and just buffs a random unit. Every turn at the start of your turn, move this unit to a random row its side. The thing is, it just moves around, like hits and resets itself. So if it gets hit by some kind of random damage, like for example Weather, then it could like tank some damage. I guess that could work. Like that could help a little bit. I don't know how much would that really help its case. I guess it's good against Weather. But the real important part is like the Deathwish damage random by 4. That's why you wanna like use it with the Cyclops, because if you do, then you can just like Cyclops this late, and you can just like use this 4 damage. It's just a weird unit. It's kind of like a trebuchet, but with the deathwish tag plus reset itself that kind of don't make too much sense unless you're like trying to tank some vetter, but you might not even play in the vetter row, and this guy jumps in it and might just die. But I guess if it dies, it's good for you. I don't know. It could work, but like it's not crazy. If it's gonna work because of the synergies. It's a good Cyclops target. 8 strength, agile, loyal, necrophage, drought fiend, deathwish, damage all units on the opposite row by 2. So it's not so bad. You get like 8 strength out of it, and if you kill it with the Cyclops, again Cyclops is a pretty impactful unit, then you kind of like do a like a lacerate-ish. It's kind of like a lacerate, right? It's a little bit like a lacerate. And of course the Cyclops is gonna get strong, and it's gonna get to a 10, plus he's gonna hit a unit for 10, plus it's the deathwish is gonna trigger. So Cyclops, I think the Cyclops and the Rodfin combo kind of makes sense. It could work, but we just have to see how viable this whole deathwish is. Garrett power change from 10 to 13. I think that's totally fine, because the average power level of the gold is easily like at least 16-ish. So we would have like put it at like 10 bronze, 13 silver, and 16 gold. And with this, even like this, Geralt is like if you play Geralt from behind and you just like he's brave and gets stronger, like it's like I don't know. Even like this is gonna suck, that's what I'm saying. Geralt Igni, power change from 4 to 5, condition at least 25 power. And that's a huge change, because a lot of units are agile, and it's gonna be damn hard to hit. And the power change to 4 to 5 doesn't matter that much, I believe. We shall see. The thing is, I think this is a good change. It makes Igni more conditional. So it's not gonna be like something that you can just like slap in every single deck. Because I can tell that like getting to that 20 was not always that easy. Like making sure that you can actually hit something. In some matchups, it only happened once. And 25 may not happen at all. Of course, against some decks, it's gonna be still the card of choice. And I think that's exactly the point. Geralt Igni is not on a card that you can just put in if you feel like the meta has a bunch of big units. And if it doesn't work out, you don't get that matchup, it's gotta be like an okay card. If it doesn't work out, it could be like a completely dead card. I'm not so sure that's, I don't know. I guess it's a good change, because it was a little bit too popular. Yennefer the Conjurer, power change from 4 to 7 every turn. At the start of your turn, damage all the highest enemies by 1. Deathwish, if destroyed unit during your opponent's turn, damage all the highest enemies by 1. Add a turn tag. So she's stronger now. She can also get killed by Alzur's Thunder. But worth noting here, I'm not really sure, but if Foltest actually affects golds as well, then Foltest actually can push her to an 8. I'm not sure how good she would be in a Foltest deck, but that would put her out of an Alzur's Thunder range, and that is worth considering. Other than that, I mean, she's obviously the best in an X-Men deck, and you can also resurrect her. And even if she gets killed, you're gonna get her effect at least once more. So I think she's actually more dangerous if you don't deal with her now. So this whole goal change actually just made removal more important, which is really a good thing. Triss Butterfly spell, power change from 5 to 6, added Temeria tag. Not a big change. They definitely consider Triss superior to Yennefer. There's not much here going on. She's just weaker. Triss is easier to set up, but Yennefer is basically like an X-Men special, except if you like buff her to an 8. Maybe that could work. Of course, scoia'tael can do it too. You can just hand buff her. That works too as well. Any kind of hand buff kind of pushes her out of auto standard range. But can you really get a lot of value out of her? Maybe not. Depends on the deck, depends on the opponent, but like most of the time it's just it's used in the X-Men. Zoltan Animal Trainer. Power change from 7 to 8, added soldier tag. Okay. Sure. He was fine, but I guess he will be more used now. Royal Decree. Choose a gold card from your deck, boosted by 3, and play. Holy crap. Shuffle the others back. That add a tactics tag. So any unit that played tactics actually could play this. And the fact that it boosted by 3 and, well, playing it is fine. Shuffle the others back. The fact that it boosts by 3 is quite important. So you actually like, no, it's not really like a terrible card that you're just throwing away, but like, yeah, it's fine. Boost by 3 does matter quite a bit. Also, you can just go and Royal Decree at Yennefer the Conjurer again, and you're gonna have a 10 strength Yennefer. Pretty important. It's just one neat thing that we're considering. So they might just like balance the units with like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this at 6, we're gonna have this at 7, but if you can boost it by a little bit, like, it's not gonna be an auto standard range, it's gonna have to be killed somehow else. And Royal Decree, I don't think it's gonna be a great card. The worst thing about this card is just like having as your last card and it's gonna like completely useless. And I don't think it's gonna be an extremely popular card unless they have some kind of an extra effect to it. Like even like if it's just completely useless, you can just give me another card, okay? Even a bronze, like fine. I take a bronze. I took my gamble with the Royal Decree. Just can I have a bronze, please? Can I have anything but a completely useless card? Because that is just soul crushing. And I can't really. Well, Royal Decree is still a very significant change for many, especially new players, because they don't have anything else to play. And I guess that's gonna help a lot. Anyway, Regis, power change from 8 to 7. Of course, Royal Decree is a card pretty worth considering if you're like have like a key gold in your deck. But enough about that. Power change from 8 to 7. Deploy weaken unit by half its base power, rounding up. Boost self by half its base power, rounding down. So if you just hit a Redinian Knight, I mean Nilfgaardian Knight, you just get a like 7 base strength. You hit it for 5, you get stronger by 5, and we're talking about the 17 strength gold. So again, this could be like a pretty impactful card, but of course you gotta be considering the fact that, well, I'm talking about 17 swing. You actually get a 12 strength card and hit by 5. But you gotta consider that like golds can be removed now. Still, it could be a card like the Regis, the joke card, can actually be a card that rookies might just look to craft, because it can be used in a wide variety of decks as a way to like punish big minions. And because the thing is, like, weaken a unit by half its base power, it might look like pretty innocent, but many units in the game have a cap, and this one doesn't. So, and actually gets stronger. So imagine like hitting a 20 strength X-Men, and you just hit it like you get rid of it half its power, and also get stronger by half its power. So it's, you can think of it like as a semi Becker's mirror without actually any setup. Then at this point we are talking about 27 power Regis. That's not so bad. Oh, it's base power. Oh yeah, never mind that. It's only base power. I was getting too excited about that one. Also, it's, well, still we're considering that against Skellig. Still, it's an okay card. Not as good as I believed. With Untitled, no change, other than he has some armor. That is all we know. Trace Marigold is from Tiberia, just so you know. Vizimir, new artwork, yeah, they changed that. Cyprian Wiley, power change from 7 to 8. Yeah, I didn't see much play. Mirta Brake, 5 to 6. Yeah, makes sense. Skellig Storm. So this is just like minor changes. Skellig Storm, I don't know if it got any change. I think it used to be like a... It's definitely like a 2 to 1 now. I don't know if they changed it at all. I know that Burner Brand is can cast it now. Or maybe we'll get to that. Torrential Rain. Apply rain to a row on your opponent's side. Rain every turn. At the start of your turn, damage up to 2 random units on the row by 1. Well, it sounds like it's gonna be the a pretty good weather. Up to 2 random units. This is definitely the weather of choice for X-Men. If you want to hit multiple units for damage, this is definitely the best. Is it better than Rain or Fog? Because the Fog really lines them up for like Lacerate, and Rain, and Frost prioritizes killing minions. So if that's your thing, like for example, if you like play it against Office, you just want Office to die, or you play against like eggs, you maybe just want the eggs to die right away. And Torrential Rain is all about just doing damage to multiple minions. And this is actually gonna be a buff to X-Men, because raining the lowest units is a bit tricky, and that's not really realistic. Apparently the Storm is gonna be a 2-1-1, but that's still okay. Especially played with Burn now. First Light, added weather and tactics tags to First Light and Clear Skies, added tactics tag to Rally, remove the trigger all weather on your side, text in Clear Skies description. So tactics tag is something that some units can interact with. Yeah, this is just like tag updates. Oh yeah, Backer's Mirror has a cap now, only 10. It still works the same way, but it can only cause a 20-point swing, which is I don't know how I feel about that. This card was definitely crazy, because this could easily, well, it could cause like a 40-point swings. Sometimes like 100-point swing happens sometimes as well. Backers was crazy, and I guess they don't want that. It's a fun card, and I guess it's still gonna be an okay card. And I guess going for team value with it will be more okay this time. I don't know. I guess fine. I would kind of miss the old backers, but I get it. Stammer for Tremors. Damage all units by 1. If any were destroyed, spawn an Earth Elemental on your side at a spell tag. Insane! Holy crap! This is insanity. So, Stammer for Tremors used to be damage all units by 2. Then became a damage all units by 2, 8 cap. Then became a damage all units by 2, 6 cap. And now it became a damage all units by 1. Which is gonna be like totally fine for the X-Men, because they don't care too much about the damage, but about hitting many units. But the fact is, if any were destroyed, spawn an Earth Elemental on your side. So this is basically like an uncapped Stammer for Tremor that actually gives you a bronze unit, if it works out. And of course, if you're like running a controlling deck, this is gonna work out a lot. So I totally, like, especially in scoia'tael, but you can just like replay these bronzes, you can easily end up with like a Earth Elemental army. Like this is basically a Stammer for, like, half the Stammer for Tremors on top of the Earth Elemental that actually saw quite a lot of play in the previous patch, in the current patch. But players actually put that card in their deck, and Earth Elemental plus half the Tremors on top of that. Of course, it's somewhat conditional, but like any of them dying is not that hard. And imagine this. Spell scoia'tael with monster carryover. Let that sink in for 1 second. Think about that. Don't puke yet. Spell scoia'tael with monster carryover. Let that sink in. Sleep on that. Okay, I think this is definitely one of the big ones that look out for. Thunderbolt Potion and an alchemy tag. Ability change, resembling old immune boost. Add 2 armor to 3 adjacent units and boost them by 3. So it's gone. Yeah, that's like whatever. Thunderbolt, I'm happy about this change. It breaks my heart, but I'm happy about that. Because Thunderbolt Potion was the card that I just used in basically every deck. It was the card like if the bronze cards suck in that faction, I just go like bronze card, Thunderbolt Potion, Thunderbolt Potion, Thunderbolt Potion. And Thunderbolt Potion is a 12 strength. Or was a 12 strength. 12 point bronze card, which is great, and that is why it was super popular. And they're changing that so to 9, and also gives you some armor. Like, okay, whatever, I guess. It's not great, but it's a change that's good for the game. Can also like, this is like still gonna be okay, but you definitely don't want to overdo it, because you're gonna have better faction bronzes. We're gonna check out immune boost as well. Added the alchemy tag, damage up to 6 random enemies by 2. What? Overdose became Stammer for Tremors. But why? Okay, so overdose is Stammer for Tremors, and Stammer for Tremors damages for half as much, but if it destroys any, it gives you a nerf elemental. Is it just me that just like thinks that this is gonna be great? Because the earth elemental guy is like crazy good. Maybe he's not the best, but he's pretty damn good. Anyway, Demeritium Shackles added the alchemy tag. Choose a unit and toggle its lock. If it's gold, demote it first. If it's an enemy, damage it by 3. So Shackles got 3 damage on top of that. Of course, it's kind of needed because they changed gold cards, but it's definitely gotta be more enticing to put a Shackle in the deck right now. Because it's not that too bad. Like, it's like a 4 weaker than an Ulcer, and if you just want to like shut down something, I don't know. It's still gonna be a tech card, but it's gonna be more justifiable to add him, man. Erdin actually got weaker, which is weird. So they made Erdin weaker. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure that they also made the Walton Hound weaker. Walton Hound weaker. So Erdin might be utterly completely dead. But we shall see. This definitely makes it very questionable to run him. But I guess we're gonna see the power level of the monster faction leaders. The thing is, monster faction leaders were pretty damn strong, so... But I was... Well, they changed the fog as well. We shall see. We get to it. But this is definitely a very significant change. Erdin was definitely, even this patch, was the least popular monster leader, as far as I know. It was Dagon by a mile, followed by Gals, followed by Erdin. And Erdin had the lowest view rate. Added agent tag, power change from 2 to 1, now disloyal. Utterly useless, unfortunately. I'm sorry, this is just not gonna be good. Even like this, even like as a 2 loyal, he was cut in many decks because you just needed more than that, than a 2 plus a gold or 2 plus a silver. But like this, it's just like rip in peace, Quells. Guarantee power change from 9 to 8, now moves 1 unit. Okay. I think we can safely call this unit as well dead. It's not so bad, because we gotta consider this. Like, moving one unit, let's just like ignore the move aspect of it, but that actually matters quite a bit. But like, you play this, you actually like get the frost figure out of it, so it's like a 10. And in like 3 turns, it's actually like a 16. So actually it's not bad. Moving one unit is not bad. You actually get like 16-ish out of it, plus the move. So I guess it would be more in line with what they think the golds are worth. But it would be, well, I don't know. I guess you won't have too many choices. Cantier definitely is less enticing to add now. Imrelet, power change from 8 to 9. So it's gonna be a 9 plus 8 to those who are in the frost. And that's still gonna be like a 17. Imrelet is okay. And Imrelet is a card that, well, deserves special attention, because this is the card you start out with as a monster. And I guess this is like totally fine. Like 17, that's fine, and Frosting Garou is not that hard to do, so I guess this might put him, like, with the changes, like Cantier getting weaker and Imrelet getting a little bit stronger. This might just put Imrelet as one of the monster golds you want to use, and maybe one of the tops, because 17 difference between like 1 point does matter quite a bit. Drug power change from 7 to 9, deploy, spawn a drug gear on random row on each side of each player. What? On the side of each player with at least 1 bronze or silver card in the graveyard. Added officer tag. Drug gear 1 strength, agile token doomed. Stubborn soldier spectre, banish a bronze or silver card from the side's graveyard. If it's a unit, copy its base power. If it's a special card, strengthen some by 4. So basically, you select a unit, bronze or silver unit from their graveyard, and what? And it becomes a 1 strength. No. You select a unit from their graveyard, and the specter, the draw gear thingy, is gonna gain its strength, and you also select a unit from your own graveyard, and that thingy, the draw gear is gonna gain its base strength. And you can use this to banish cards from the graveyard because you transform it. Of course, like, good example is like Priestess of Freya in the graveyard, like 1 strength, and you have like a Manticore in your graveyard, and you get, that is like 12 difference, plus like a 9 on top. Of course, that is a pretty extreme case, but it's a good example. Also, you can use it to, like, for example, your opponent has a Queen's Guard in there, and it's 4 strength, and you, for example, like, play some whatever, it doesn't matter, and you can just like transform the Queen's Guard into a 4 strength Draugr, and it's gone. Succubus is an agent now, free agent. Any of you strapping gentlemen out there? I know. You'll be happy to hear that. Oh, crap. Neutral, deploy, damage unit by 5 if it's a Walton unit in your... If there's a Walton unit in your hand, damage by 7 instead. Well, he used to be useless, and now with this, he's gonna be, I guess, okay. And I guess this is also good news for those who like just like starting it out. So this is good to see that Imrelet is getting stronger, Nitral is getting stronger, and this might push them to be usable, good enough. I think they're gonna be good enough like this. Of course, the fact that Erden is getting nerfed is a bit troublesome. But he was by far from the strongest leader. I think he may have been like below average. Anyhow, Jotun, deploy, move 3 adjacent enemies to this unit's row on their side and damage them by 2. If the units were moved to Frost, damage them by 3 instead. So just straight up buff to Jotun. This is crazy. Of course, Frost used to affect all the units on the row, and that's no longer the case. And Jotun is gonna have an extra value with this. Quite significantly so. He can easily be like a 15. So Jotun is definitely one to watch out for. I can easily see him as a ridiculous card. Frightener power change from 10 to 12. Added agent tag. That's probably justified. Frightener was ridiculous with its move. Firemental name change. Ifrit. I think that I like that. Fiend name change, more wood. Grave Hag name change, more tart. Manticore name change. Look at this. I was like, hell yeah! Like after this, Ifrit, more wood, more tart. Like, damn it! They're making this more personal. But Manticore, Imperial Manticore, come on. But I guess that's a Imperial Manticore. So Water Hag is a Baya. Ciliano Harpy power change from 3 to 5. Harpy Egg will boost its consumer by 4 instead of 5. Deathwish, spawn a Harpy Hatchling on a random row. Harpy Hatchling, 1 strength, token no ability. Got destroyed! Holy crap. So you play this as a 7. You can eat the eggs for a +4. So best case scenario, this is a 15. Of course, you can have some carryover as well. But this is definitely something all the consume monsters will love. Yeah, 15 at most. Ciliano Harpy? Definitely not an auto include, by any means. Drowner power change from 8 to 7? Who are you talking to? The Drowner? Nova used that crap. I don't know. You guys know about the Drowner guy that Nova used? Don't use that. Anyhow, Harpy power change from 3 to 6. Oh yeah. So Harpy can trigger the Deathwish of the units. I guess that could work. Like for example with the plant earlier. If you like trigger the Deathwish of one plant, that's already like a 10ish. But it's not so bad. If you trigger 2 Deathwishes, then it's a lot better. Walton Warrior power change from 6 to 7. Ability rework. Increased by 1. The damage dealt by Frost on the opposite row. Added soldier tag. Okay. So it's... It a little bit need to be compared to the guy that I kind of forget the name of. How's he's called? I don't think he's here. Oh yeah, he's gonna be somewhere here. The 7-strength guy, a Chameleon Drummer. That's gonna be the guy who we're gonna compare it to. Oh shit, I lost it. Give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna find it. Damn it. Got it. Okay. Power, yeah, same thing. 6 to 7. The thing is, like the drummer is a 7. Of course, you need to have a unit on the board for it to really work out. And the rider only hits, like it increases the damage of Frost, but Frost is also a better that tends to overkill. So it can easily go, like, if you do like 3 damage to a 1 strength minion, that it doesn't really make sense. But best case scenario, that's what we're gonna consider here. You play this, it can do maximum damage. Of course you need some setup for this, because it's gonna be like a 6, plus you gotta play a Frost. And you also only increase the damage by 1. I should refresh the Reddit post, apparently. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Apparently we might have something extra. We shall see. Walton Warrior. I think yes, like, again, this is it. Like, we played this with 7, and of course you like increase the damage of the Frost right away. So I guess that's the extra advantage, that right away it increases the damage. But I'm saying that it's borderline. This rider is a borderline minion and it only makes sense with Frost. And you can only have 4 Frost in your deck. So I really doubt that you're gonna have a lot of riders in it. And the thing is, why damage is a little bit iffy with the Vetters. For example, you play a Frost on a row, and let's just say he has like a 5 strength there, plus a 3 strength there, plus a 2 strength. You just say like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get like 10 value with my Frost, and you do. But increasing, let's just say that it's gonna be a long round, but increasing the damage will actually not increase the damage, because they're gonna die anyway. Unless it's not gonna be a long round, but if it's not a long round, then what are you doing with that rider? Like, it only makes sense for the long rounds. Anyhow, Walton Warrior, added soldier tag, power change from 5 to 6. Deploy, damage the enemy by 3. If it was destroyed or affected by frost, boost self by 2. Okay, so 6 space, like hits for 9. And if it destroys a unit or like it's in the frost, that is an 11. But it really comes back to the bloody ballista thing, or just ram. Battering Ram, 7 strength, damage an enemy for 3. If it destroyed, damage another enemy for 2. Like, this is a 12. This is like a 10 base. Like, how does it compare to that Walton dude? Like, it's crazy. Walton Warrior. Just give me a sec. So, I'm not sold on this guy. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be like an 11-ish. I don't know how good the Walton will be. I guess this is like 11 bronze is not bad, especially the fact that like Thunderbolt Potion is kinda out. You're not gonna play it that much. But it's still not as good as Battering Ram. Anyhow, our Griffin power change from 7 to 4. Ability change buff, unknown for now. Okay. I guess we'll learn about that. Power change from 8 to 6. Ability change buff, unknown for now. I think they disclosed this, but it doesn't matter too much right now. Walton Town, power change from 4 to 3. So they are actually nerfing better. Walton Navigator added soldier tag. I don't think that matters right now. Ancient Foglet, power change from 7 to 8. That actually matters a little bit. So actually, if you're willing to like, it would be easier to get a pretty fat foglet, because you need to put down the foglet, put down the fog, that's already 2 turns, and put down and just get started with that, and then he gets started to buff up, and he actually, yeah, and only at the start of your 3rd turn, like the foglet starts to buff. And I guess this makes the foglet average, and that is not definitely amazing. Ice Giant, power change from 5 to 6. It's a pretty damn sad card still, because if the frost is removed, the Ice Giant goes back to base strength. Ekimara power change from 3 to 6. Yes, for example, it can consume an egg now, and it's resilient, but it doesn't carry over any boost. I'm just seeing a lot of not exciting cards here, and not exciting basically means not played, or maybe played alongside the amazing card, and the amazing cards are in scoia'tael mostly. I don't know, I think they may have finally did it. I think monsters could be dead, but hey, don't quote me on that one. Monsters could be like okay. Anyway, Wyvern, power change from 5 to 6. Damage the enemy by 3 if you have any draconids in your hand. Strengthen self by 2. Or maybe you're gonna see the new death archetype shine. But the Walton looks a bit slow to me. Voltus power change from 5 to 4, the same ability plus crewman 1. The tooltip was updated and now states that it won't affect agents and double agents, meaning spies, at a Temeria tag. Okay, as long as you can get value from the crewman, then that power drop should actually be more than fine. Cancel power change from 2 to 3, choose a bronze support. Support only, machine or Kedvan ally. Play all copies of it from your deck. Crewman 1 at a Kedvan tag. Again, a crewman. Every single one is a crewman. Interesting. I guess the Reaver Hunter is not a bronze support machine or Kedvan ally, maybe. What are we gonna see? Power change from 5 to 6, Radovid, added renewed attacks, spawn Radovid, deploy, toggle 2 units lock, if enemies damage them by 4 as well. That's actually getting close to pretty juicy. Like, Radovid is getting buffed silently here, and now he's a 14 plus a crewman. Of course, Voltus is okay. I guess this is gonna be fine. Like, all these, so this is it? Actually, that was not a talk about the Foglet. The Foglet got changed as well, so only one Foglet gets out, and it has 4 strength, and also it's removed when the fog is removed. So it's gonna be a lot worse. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be like that much worth it. Anyhow, where I was. Volibear added Temeria and officer tags, Kiromats. Power change from 5 to 6, added Temeria tag, deploy spawn Aeromancy, Epidemic or Thunderbolt Potion. You guys find the monsters are pretty dead? Other than the new archetype, maybe consume and the new archetype. That looks okay, but anything else doesn't look that exciting, and that's probably not great. John Natalis, power change from 8 to 6, added Temerian officer tags, play a bronze silver tactics card from your deck. Shuffle that is back. So only silver, because the paper that the gold paper you start out with is a tactics card as well, but you can't play that. But still, it's pretty good. You can just like 6 plus a silver tactics card. That's pretty damn good. Anyway, oh shit. Yeah. Van Roche, power change from 67. Yeah. Okay, so apparently he was not good enough. And he was actually pretty damn good. He's Virginia. Like, looks like No Realm is getting a lot stronger, especially with that Battering Ram. Oh my god. And also, all the leaders in No Realm will have crewmen. So even if you're like running no crewmans, you're starting. You can just like put down a Battering Ram next to your red of it, like on both sides, and that's gonna be like a +1 twice. Or just Voltus, or like Hansel. All the leaders have it. Of course, the leader can actually die. Anyhow. Shani, power change from 4 to 5. You'll add 5 armor instead of 4. Added really attack and support tags. Her tooltip now specifically states that she resurrects bronzes or silvers. Okay. I think that's fair enough. But also she got stronger. So that is something to really look out for. So she can actually be a 5 plus a silver, which is actually pretty damn good. As long as you can resurrect them. Well, like, as long as there are good silvers in the game, Shani is really worth it. Priscilla, power change from 4 to 6, same ability. Additionally, deploy, gain 3 armor and support tag. I don't know if Priscilla is gonna be any good. I don't know. Did I even see Priscilla in play ever? I guess we're gonna see if 2 buff is gonna do it. Yeah. Another key can only shuffle back bronzes or silvers. Wow, that would be like ridiculous. Shuffling back all the golds. Vess, power change from 7 to 8. Deploy, you may mulligan a card. If you have a soldier or an officer in your hand, mulligan up to 2 cards instead. If you have both, Mulligan up to 3 cards instead. Add a Temerian soldier tags. Again, this is a special card that kinda enables very greedy mulligan decks. So you can just run a lot of cards that you want to have in your deck instead in your hand. And if you happen to have them in your hand, you wanna get the fuck out of them, back into your deck. And Vest is gonna help with that. So maybe the over 25 no realm decks are gonna be pretty usual sight in the future. Margaret is better. Sheila. Wow, she's actually getting buffed. Okay. She was already a 7 strength plus a bronze. But now she's gonna be a 7 plus a bronze, so that's actually pretty damn sweet. Prince Tennis, yep. Power change from 7 to 3. Added a Adern and opposite decks. Power change from 7 to 3. Deploy play a top, loyal bronze or silver unit in your deck and give it a 5 armor. Gain 5 armor. So he's just like a 3 plus silver or a bronze. So he's fine. Like he's fine. I think this is the card you might want to have in your deck, like just to like tin it all the time. But of course you don't want to have like randomly play situational cards. So I guess that's gonna kind of gonna be like decide whether you gonna include this card or not. Throw low, power change from 8 to 11. Every turn at the start of your turn, gain 2 armor. Deploy, gain armor. Removed all trio abilities. Added soldier and Redini attacks. So no more trios, guys. And he's just big and you can remove his armor, and that's about it. Botchling, power change from 5 to 6. You'll boost all Lobberkins by 6 instead of 5. Is this gonna be good enough to be played? I don't think so. This only makes sense if you, I don't know, if you put back the, if you go like Botchling, you get a Lobberkin, then you put back Botchling, or something like that. Because like this is you get like 6, then you get another 6. I guess you get some kind of carryover with it, I suppose. But if you end up with it in the last round, it's just bad. I don't know. Of course, you can always like put it back with Nanaki. Like if you like get out the Botchling first round and gets a Lobberkin, then you put back the Botchling again. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. Reinforcement. Add a tactics tag, play a bronze or silver soldier, machine, officer, or support from your deck. Shuffle the others back. Okay. So almost anything. But yeah. Add to use Adapt, power change from 4 to 3, that to mirror tag. And the other to use Adapt is actually one of the best weather cards. It's basically like it's the best. Okay, this kind of makes sense. If they nerfed Battering Ram, then they definitely needed to nerf the Aretusa. Because Aretusa can play any weather. Okay. I guess they really want weather to be not a thing. Okay. Weather will be not a thing, I suppose. Fuck weather. Even I will be playing it. Anyway, Ballista will damage up to 4 enemies instead of 3. Okay. Not a big difference. Many times it didn't work. It only really made sense against swarm monsters. Anyhow, Field Medic, power change from 4 to 7, added support tag. Okay, so it's the same, just like shuffles back units, I suppose. Anyway, Reinforced Ballista, power change from 6 to 7. So this is just like minor buffs. Oh, Siege Tower, holy crap! No. No. Yeah, 6 to 8. 6 to 7. This is a big deal. Also, you can play the trebuchet, and it needs no setup whatsoever. You can just place down the trebuchet, and it starts hitting right away. And the flag guy from the lower realm, it has more of a setup. Okay. Holy crap, this could be a thing. And trebuchet power change from 3 to 6. Wow, that's a buff. Wow. Okay. They really tried to make machines a thing, and I don't know if they're gonna be a thing. I don't know. Well, reinforced ballista is gonna be like a 7+2, plus with the crewman it's gonna be like +2 on top, +2 on top with 2 crewmans. So it really should be that hard, but it's a 9 base, so that's okay. Reinforced siege tower. I don't know. Nobody use these things. It's all about buffing up stuff. We just gotta see. But the trebuchet could be a big deal. Also, it ignores armor. You can just like play this. And also you can just like really disrupt your opponent's strategy. Imagine if they just like try to consume stuff and they just like keep hitting their eggs and they're just like, stop this! Whatever. Blue Stripes Commando, remove trio, add a Temerian soldier tags. That doesn't really affect its strength too much. Blue Stripes Scout, power change from 63. Boost by 1 this unit and all bronze loyal Temerian units with the same power in your hand. Deck or on your side of the board. Crewman 1, the Temerian soldier tags. What? So Blue Stripe Scout is the Cavalry Sergeant now, I guess. Temerian Infantryman is just a Temerian soldier. Cavalry Sergeant went from 3 to 7. Deploy, gain 2 armor and a clear weather from the row on your side. Crewman 1, added Cavalry and officer tags. So Cavalry Sergeant became the weather clearer with crewman. It's basically the same thing, right? Except for the fact that Cavalry Sergeant actually became a 1 stronger. They just swapped. Okay. Cavalry Siege platform, a name change. Cavalry Siege Master. A power change from 3 to 5. Deploy, heal a bronze or silver machine and trigger its deploy ability. Crewman 1. Added Cadvan and support tags. Heal a bronze or silver machine and trigger its deploy ability. Okay, that's a lot better than replaying it because the buffs stay on it. But healing, well, I guess healing doesn't matter that much. But like deploying ability, I guess you can just play it next to the guy and just like, that could be good, like, but it's not crazy. Anyway, Cadvan C support, power change from, actually if you're like talking about the ballista, it could be like a 5 strength power, so we will play like a 5 strength unit, but also it's a crewman, so it's gotta be more like a... this could be like an 11. But of course it's like a conditional 11. Anyhow, Cadvany siege support, the power change from 4 to 6, that Cadvany support tags. Siege support. So the siege support is a lot better now. 2 power difference? That's a lot. It's gonna come online a lot faster. Especially with the machines. Like, they gave a lot of buffs to the machines. Holy crap! Look at the Dumbbender Heavy Cavalry. It went from a 4 to an 8. Jesus Christ. Armor deck might be a thing. Like, this is a buff. This is a buff. Holy crap. It's twice as strong. That could easily make it viable with the Redenian Knights. Because you can just remove armor from 2 Redenian Knights and they're gonna get stronger by that. And this guy's gonna be a 12. And those guys gonna get stronger by the removed armor as well. Holy crap, Redenian Heavy Cavalry. This could work. Armor could be a thing. Dumbbender Light Cavalry? Yeah, just some tags. Redenian Knight. Power change from 6 to 7. Holy crap. Really? This guy also got stronger? So it starts as at a 7 that buffs up to a 9 and has 2 armor on it. And if you play this guy on it, we're just talking about 2 Redinian Knights here, plus a heavy cavalry. Then these guys get to 11, and this guy get to 12. That's basically no setup whatsoever. If you play this into a Vetter, this guy's gonna love it. Again, like, you get like 9 power out of this. This is just something you can, like, generally play. This is not so bad. I wouldn't say this is crazy, by any means. But this is pretty good. I could see this kind of deck do well. But of course it doesn't really have any keep. It doesn't really have like crazy tempo. It just has like good value. And in the past, good value was just like completely not enough. You needed to have something broken to be at the top. Redinian Knight Elect, power change from 5 to 6. That guy was already crazy. Because you play this as a 6. And you have like 2. And it buffs 2 units. It generates 2 value a turn. And like you can drop this as 6. And in like 2 turns it becomes like a 10. And this is like insane. Okay, I don't know what to say about this. Like, this is a unit that actually saw play outside of the armor deck that never saw play. Because it just generated so much value. So, Redinian Knight Elect, I think this is gonna be a thing. Yeah. But of course you don't want to remove the armor of the Redinian Knight Elect. That is never what you do. Unless maybe like dead last, right? Would you do that? Even dead last is not worth it. So it's never what you want to do. This is like something you play, not in the armor deck, or maybe just like put some armor on it and like remove it dead last. That can work, I suppose. Reaver Hunter, deploy your bond, boost our Reavers. Like basically it doesn't have trio anymore. That is all. Some tags, updates. Harald the Cripple, the Encrate tag. Power change from 3 to 6. Spawn, Harald the Cripple. Deploy damage or random enemy by 1, ignoring armor. Repeat 4 times every turn. At the start of the turn, damage the weakest enemy on the opposite row by 1, ignoring armor again. So, pretty high power. Of course, it can be destroyed, but damage random enemy by 1, ignoring armor. Repeat 4 times every turn. So it's kind of like a Yennefer-ish. So it's pretty damn good. But of course it can be killed. And you gotta watch out for that. Kraken Crate added the Encrate tag. Power change from what? 4 to 6? 4 to 5? I suppose. It was not that bad at all. Okay, King Bran. I went from 4 to 2, which is like, at very least, King Bran was amazing. He's a Tersuch now, whatever that is. And he's a veteran. So, as long as you like play him last, like, you're gonna get more value out of him. But usually that's not what you want to do. Or whatever. Hjalmar, power change from 13 to 14, added an Encrate tag. Okay, like they just felt like that maybe like the 15 to 13 was too much, so they are like adding one more to it. Wild Boar of the Sea, power change from 6 to 8, added an additional ability, deploy, gain 5 armor, added an Encrate tag. So it's gonna be damn hard to kill. So if you wanna generate some value with the Wild Boar of the Sea, which also works with the new guy that resets itself and gains strength. Burn a Brand, now loyal, power change from 5 to 3. Ability change, Veteran Bond, spawn Skellig Storm on an opponent's row. Added Third Search and Officer tags. So it's a 3 plus a Skellig Storm plus Veteran. That's totally fine. It's of course it makes the most sense in an X-Men deck. Because Skellig Storm hits them many times, and you wanna hit them many times, and it's just a match made in heaven, actually. Coral turns a bronze or silver unit into a jade figurine, and jade figurines the 2 strength transform. And Coral actually has 5 strength, so this is a pretty good one. If jade figurine is playable, then Coral is like, it's basically an auto include. Madman Lucas power change from 7 to 6. Okay. And a drummer tag. I guess that is justifiable. He was seeing play in all kinds of Skellig decks. Vabjorn power change from 6 to 10. Deploy, damage a unit by 2. If it was auto damage, destroy it instead. Which is crazy. So this is basically like an execute. You just kill damage unit. But yeah, by itself it's not great. But if you like play some archers or just like in like an X-Men deck, so just like doing some damage to a unit, like you can just like finish it off with Vabjorn. I don't know how great he will be, but he can be easily good. The only problem is that if when a unit is boosted, like they lose the boost before they become wounded, weakened, damaged, and that's why he's gonna be like okay, because they always need to go below their base strength, at least by 1, to damage them, and I guess that's gonna make this guy okay. Maybe even like not even C play, because you would need to like a pretty big unit would need to be like wounded, like just example like. Actually, you could just like imagine like throwing in your spy, then it gets hit by, I don't know, like Herald, then you just destroy the spy, so you get like 21 out of him, just because you pinged your own spy. That is an excellent example and one of the best uses of him. So, having said that, watch out for this guy. Anyhow, can be a loyal deathfish. Spawn a Heimdall on the other side of the board. No longer timer based. Okay, so it blows everything up, but gives your opponent the Heimdall. Of course, your opponent needs to stop it. Power change from 4 to 5. Drag Bandu. I guess fair enough. He was a little bit struggling to see play, other than the Queensguard deck that didn't see play. Graham is now Brockvar. A lot of text changes here. Svarig power change from 6 to 7. He's a third search now, so a little bit of buff to discard. Ogre Blackhand power change to 5 to 6. That's also a little bit of buff to like the playing with your own graveyard. He's also a veteran, so he's gonna be at least an 11 now. That is actually a veteran, so he's gonna be like a 13. But also he buffs in the graveyard, so that's gonna be pretty good. So again, more tag updates. Blue Boy Lugos 67. Added drummer than soldier. Django Fred power change from 8 to 10. So a lot of these power changes, and I understand why they just don't wanna run through it. But some of these power changes are colossal. They're massive. The one with the machines, that's gonna be something that just enables the machines to be a lot more competitive, perhaps dominating. Yeah, Lucas is gonna be a lot better. X-Men is gonna be happy about that. Django Fred power change, that's gonna help the wounding deck. That is a deck that just, again, that's kind of like a deck like the armor deck. It just gives, you just generate a lot of value on your own side, but you don't really have too much keep or any keep, and you don't do anything fancy. You just like try to do your own stuff. And unlike, for example, dwarves, you just don't really carry that over. You just like always every single turn you just try to like get up some value, and that's all you do. And I don't know if that's gonna be good enough. Donar on Hindar added Heimei and officer tags, power change from 6 to 8 to deploy. Toggle a unit's lock, move a bronze unit from your enemy's graveyard to your graveyard. So instead of just like, well, the power change is pretty significant, and taking an enemy from their graveyard is actually just straight up slap in the face for Skellig. Imagine if your opponent just like played Bran and discarded his Queen's Guard, and you can just go like Donar and with the throw face on and he just like steals the Queen's Guard. Like, who will ever play Queen's Guard? Like, I don't know how they will make ever like Graveyard Skellig a thing, because it's definitely not gonna be a thing ever, because everything just completely wrecks it. So it's just so many ways to disrupt it that it's never gonna be a thing. It might just end up like, no, I'm not saying it's just gonna end up like that, but for example, the closed beta spy archetype was just something just like didn't really work so well. Sometimes it worked, but it was sometimes it's a bit weird, and it just had way too many counters. And Graveyard Skellig is definitely in that category. Sigdrifa, added support tag, resurrect a bronze or silver unit, adjusted to yeah. And so she can't resurrect the gold. Ability rework of Skell. Play a random bronze or silver curse unit from your deck. Power change from 65, no longer timer based. Added Heimei and curse tags. So, for example, Morgvarg is a curse unit, and you can play Morgvarg with Skell. Not a particularly interesting card, but can be easily very strong because you actually play 5 plus a silver. That's basically like over a bronze. So watch out for this guy. This alone could, like, if you can like sneak in some silvers, then Scout could be like really good. And I think it's gonna just like make it into like almost all decks like this. Like it's just like too good. Like even if you like play like Morgvarg last, like it's a 5 plus a 9. And that's pretty damn good. Anyway, restore added spell tag, return a bronze or silver, Ancrate, Third Search or Demon unit from your graveyard to your hand, and strengthen it by 2. Then play a card from your hand. So, yeah, that's about it. Like, you just get a guy back from your graveyard and strengthen it by 2. Pretty important that it's strengthened, so you can play it and it stays strong. You can play it again. Just kidding. The enemy's gonna steal it. Clan and Crate Raider added the Ancrate and Soldier tags. Of course, if the Nilfgaard is gonna be even more viable, it's gonna be viable this time around. Then the Vikuvar is gonna come back and Skellig is gonna cry. Like, interacting with your graveyard as Skellig is not the way to win. Ever. Anyway. Clan and Crate Warcrier, power change from 7 to 6. They'll boost 2 allies by half their power, rounding down. Instead of 3. Added an Ancrate Soldier decks. Okay, yeah, sure. What? They made the Warcrier weaker? They nerfed the Warcrier, so it can only affect 2. Instead of 3, and has less power. They nerfed an archetype that was not played whatsoever. I just had to stop and think about this. Who complained about this? What kind of like pronged this change? Okay, the Clan and Crate Warrior got stronger. But do you really want to add in this guy now? I don't know. Seems like a dead archetype to me. Anyhow, they didn't change it much, like Berserker Marauder, only a soldier. Clan Demon Pirate, power change from 6 to 9. Added Demon and Soldier tags. Okay. Wow, really? Okay. I guess that's gonna be a big buff to discard Skellig. Clan Demon Pirate Captain. Power change from 5 to 4. Every turn at the start of your turn, if this unit is in your hand, reset it and boost it by the base power of the highest bronze unit discarded to your graveyard during your turn. Add a diamond and officer tags. While it's a good thing that they are trying to diversify their game, because The game does have a lot of units that just get stronger by 1 when stuff happens. I'm not gonna list them all because like there's a lot of them. Like Spotter, like Collectible Pyro Captain was one of them. And this is different, but is it gonna be good enough? Discarded to your graveyard. The highest bronze unit discarded. I don't know. How strong is the guys gonna be that you discard? Because you might discard like the 10. Like I could see that. Maybe you're gonna like use the 10 guy, Cannon Crate Warrior. Maybe that's gonna be a thing. You can like discard that. I could see that. Maybe with King Bran, that could work. It's not really ideal, I suppose, if you just want to enable it really soon. But like most of the time, like at least in the previous metas, like you discarded like pretty weak units, like the Tertiary Skirmisher that was like 6 base, or just like 5 strength or like 4 strength units. And I guess this just like works differently now. It encourages you to like discard pretty big, at least if you want to use it early. And if you discard like one of these suckers that have 10 power, then these are gonna be like 14 right away, which is, I suppose, a pretty good trade-off. I talked about Pirates being a 9, which jumps the captain by 9 points, straight to 13. That is true. If you play the Pirates, then you're gonna have the Pirate Captains right away at 13. That is a good point. And then the good one to really consider here is that boosted by the base power of the highest bronze unit discarded to your graveyard during your turn. So it's not really reliant on the most recent one. So I guess it's not so bad. It's actually pretty damn great, like with the 13. But of course, some of these units take some time to really understand. And I guess that's true. Like this 9 is it does change it quite a bit. Of course, you gotta watch out for like adjust previously to not get scorched at the same time. I'm getting a little help by the chat. Chat smart, thanks. Clan Todarok, Armor Smith, power change from 5 to 7. Okay. So these are just like general buffs. Shieldsmith and Armor Smith goes to 7 and 7. Clan Thirster Jacksman, Veteran 1. Whenever an enemy on an opposite row is damaged, boost self by 1. Deploy, gain 2 armor at a third surge and soldier attacks. Well, while the X-Men deck all around got buffs, the fact that the X-Men only gets stronger on, well, by the units that gets damage on its opposite row does matter quite a bit. And actually that's where the new unit comes in. I don't know its name. The Harpoon Ship that moves a unit to a specific row. And that could really that could like enable the X-Men. But the X-Men is gonna be definitely a lot harder to like make work. So I'm not really clear what archetype of Skellige will be dominant. I would say it's gotta be, if anything, it's gotta be this card. And I think the Pirate Captain change is a nerf. Because these Pirate Captains, albeit you couldn't really play them earlier, like the earliest, they used to be a 5. After you played the King Bran and the Pirates, they were already at 11. And they also have veterans, so they actually get stronger as well. So okay. And they in the end they were like a 17 that you just put them down all the time. So I'm thinking this card is definitely gonna be out there. And one of the... I just don't see how this card got a lot worse. Kingbrand got a little bit worse, but overall this card got buffed, which is just kind of scary. And the self-wounding archetype doesn't seem like it's there. And resurrecting from your graveyard, forget about it. That's never gonna be viable. So this card is our way of life. Anyhow, Queensguard power change from 4 to 5, added soldier and drummer tags. Utterly irrelevant. I'm sorry, Queensguard, you will always suck. Unless they give it a new tag. I don't know. It cannot be interacted in the graveyard. Something like that. Maybe if... Ah, yeah, actually if the monsters get taken out, then there's no X-Men or like Katakan. Actually, Katakan might still be something that just gotta watch out for. Actually, I don't think the monster's gonna be out. Like they're gonna be different, but I don't think it's gonna be out. And the Caretaker and Katakan can be included in any deck, and that's gonna make the Queensguard sad. And also the new card that just like transforms the unit, I can easily. Oh, Coral as well. I don't know, this Queensguard. Maybe it should be like different. Like every time you play a Queensguard, you play like 2 extra Queensguard. Based on its like base strength. How about that? Actually that would be like kind of cool. Like you play the Queensguard, you dump them in the graveyard, you just play them, you just like you get like free Queensguard all the time. Okay, that would be like broken like this. I don't know. That was just an idea. But I'm just saying that they are pretty easily disrupted in the graveyard. Hey, Mescal, power change from 4 to 5, boost 3 allies by 2 instead of 3 to 1. So this is on 11 now. Okay. That's not so bad. It's like the runner-up to Thunderbolt potion now. Anyhow. Light Longship, power change from 5 to 6. This is the one that hits a unit and gets stronger all the time. And with the new unit that resets itself and strengthens itself if it's damaged, then Light Longship is gonna probably maybe see play. We shall see. I don't know. Depends on the fact that whether we see anything but the discard archetype. Emir! Spawn Emir von Embrace. Deploy, play a card, then return a bronze or silver ally to your hand. Add officer tag. Okay. So you actually can play a card, then return the same card, for example. The implications of that is a bit vague right now, but I'm pretty sure that, well, it's an interesting ability, gotta be said. He's still 6 strength, so he's not so bad. He's an interesting decoy. I'm kind of curious if you guys can think about some great uses of Emir, the new Emir. John Cavalry, power change from 3 to 4. But I really hate the new John Cavalry. The fact that he just doesn't know what's coming up. You don't want to okay, you check it out, like, oh yeah, that's what's coming up, and you draw a card like, no, that's actually a gold. And sometimes, yeah, you know, like, you're happy about the golds, but the fact that he doesn't see the golds is so bad. I really hope that they're gonna put it back. That would have made a lot more sense. Anyhow, I don't know, I think it's just like, just so great to see that, and without that it's just, ah, come on. Okay, I should refresh the page apparently. Able to play golds again. Holy crap. Okay, he can play golds again. Well, that's good to know. That was fast. That was a quick fix, guys. Okay, then Joan Cav8 is back. He's back. He's really back. And with this, I think he's gonna be an okay leader. He's like a 4 plus a gold or 4 plus a silver. It's just fine. I think that's gonna be just put Cav8 right. I don't know. I think that's gonna be fine. If they wanna nerf him after this, that I really don't think. Maybe we're gonna see if it's gonna be needed. I wanna see the nerf to be in his power level, not his ability. I think it's fine. His ability is fine. If they want to nerf him, just move him from 4 to 3, not just take away the ability to play golds. Xartesius, deploy. Look at your opponent's deck. You may move one card to the bottom. And that's just crazy. You not only know their deck, but you also know their hand. If you familiar with their deck, you know their exact cards. Possibly not all the deck cards, but most of their cards. you can basically guess. And you can also move their win condition to the bottom. Xartesius is only bad if you're running up against like extremely thin decks that just like withdraw into cards anyway. And also maybe you cannot gain any advantage from just knowing their cards. That could be rare. But also you might just like play him dead last and you just like, I got like a 10 pointer gold, and that sucks. That could just cost you the game. Leto of Goulet. Power change from 7 to 9 at a danger tag. So, just in case it doesn't work out, you can play him as a 9 strength on your own side of the board. Wait a second. What the... Is that... Wait a second. No. Leto changed a lot. So you can actually just do a lot of combos. Because previously the combo was, you played Leto on their side and you debombed it. And I guess you can play Leto on your side now, but you don't want to do that anymore. You can play Leto on their side and like scorch it and do some many. You can also Mardrum it, like follow it up with a bronze. And that could make Leto a lot better. Leto, you're a dangerous man. Of course, it depends on the how many units are your opponents playing. Anyway, Menno, out of office attack, deploy damage enemy by 4. If it is spying, destroy it. Actually, I'm pretty sure that we were missing some Nilfgaardian new units at the start. Like, you can just go back to Menno, but we may have missed some Infiltrator. No, I don't think we missed the new units. So, of course, Menno works really well with the Infiltrator. You make, well, you can also, for example, you can just like blow up your own Cantarella. But you can also just make something spying. Yeah, something spying, and you can just blow it up with Menno. So he only targets 1 now, which is fine, I suppose. And if it doesn't work out, you can always just like damage unit for 4, which is not so bad. And this is like a good thing. And having this plan B helps a lot. That is what makes the gold paper complete crap, is that if it doesn't work out, you get 0 value. But if this doesn't work out, you just get less value. And that's totally fine. Leto then Menno. That works too, I suppose. Stefan Skellon. Deploy. Choose any card from your deck and place it on top. If it's a loyal unit, boosted by 2. Then shuffle the rest of your deck. Added office attack. Wow. So he actually just got buffed. If you play a loyals, so what not to love? Even before, he was pretty damn popular, because he can just like set up draws, set up the combos that easily like make you worth like sacrificing power. You're sacrificing power playing him, but by setting up the combo, you actually get a lot. Anyway, Rain Farm, added officer tag, power change from, like, it's a slight buff to Rain Farm. Batier, power change from 8 to 9. Okay. He's officer now. Leo. Looks like everything's getting buffed. Assassination. Damage enemies by 8. Them 8 again. If the unit is killed, lock it, right? So you don't have to, like, you can just like hit something for 8, and if it dies, it's also banished, I believe. That is what was said in the stream. Then you have the option to do it again. Actually, you have to do it again. So it's already a 16. 16 for a gold. Of course, you gotta hit like big units with it. Imagine this against Queen's Guard. If it's banish. I don't know. Even if it's just locked. Locked, not banished. Only lock, okay. Only lock. But still, even that is pretty damn good. Like, imagine like Morgwarg plus a ship. That's totally fine. That's a good way to start that. Anyway, see a lock. Power change from 6 to 2. Now range was melee. He's not an officer. Deploy spawn ambassador, emissary, or assassin. Frankly, it looks pretty weak. It's like a 2 plus a bronze, which is a lackluster for a silver. Only has 3 options. It does give you spies, but I don't know. Looks kind of weak. Guardian, power change from 10 to 11. I don't like that card. I don't want people to be encouraged to play that crap. Like, hey, how do you feel about drawing into some crap? I'd rather not. And with this becoming 11, and let's just say the average power level of silver being 13 or 12 at least, he is damn close. And he just completely wrecks your opponent's mulligans. At least, or just makes one of their cards a 6 that they have to play. Ox, power change from 4 to 5. Holy crap! It was already a good card. Even by just playing it, you're gonna get a 7 plus double lock. Serret, power change from 9 to 6. Deploy damage unit by 5. Set the power of the revealed unit to 1. Really? Or set the power of the revealed unit to 1. So you can play this as an 11. That's the base. That is if things don't go well. But if things do go well, then you can just make a revealed unit useless. I think it's still crap, unless you play this at last round. Because the thing is, like, if that's kind of part of the problem with like making a revealed unit a 1, is that they may just mulligan it away, and they're just like, hey, I don't care. And if you like reduce some unit to 1 when they have to play it, like last round, then I guess that's fine, but most of the time that's not the case. A silver on here, the tooltip now specifically mentions bronze and silver cards. Yes. So, of course, you don't want to put back gold cards. Peter is an officer and stronger, holy crap. Swears is stronger, holy crap. One Hamar, deploy Biting Frost, Clear Skies, or Overdose. Okay. Overdose is the one that hits 6 for 2, I believe. Cantrella is actually stronger now. Like weaker, actually, because you're giving away more power. But I do also... Well, I like her as the best spy in the game. She just, like... The fact that she puts card at the bottom of the deck does give you... just makes her very reliable, frankly. And it also works in manual. You can just blow her up. Brazen, add a tactics tag, ability rework, move a bronze spying unit that has 10 or less strength to your side of the board. It's a little bit like a Becker's Twisted Mirror. You can just move a guy over. It's maximum 20 point swing, and it's a pretty good swing, gotta be said. It works with the Infiltrator, but do you really want to run the Infiltrators just for one reason? I don't know. Of course, it makes even more sense if that one particular guy has extra value. Maybe not particularly to you, but for the opponent. For example, you make an X-Men a spy, and you move away the X-Men. Combat Engineer, power change from 4 to 6. The tooltip will now specifically state that the ability affects bronze or silver units at its support tag. Okay, so 6 strength unit that actually gives resilience, but only base strength gets carried over. But that's still pretty damn good, isn't it? Of course, you are sacrificing at least 4 each power in a particular round to have some resilience. I suppose you can have this as a one-off, maybe. But it's not bad. Many times you actually played the Combat Engineer, you didn't really have like a crazy buffed up dude, and now he's a lot stronger. Anyhow, Emissary at the danger attack can play Emissary again. Fair enough. Ambassador boost an eye by 12 instead of 10. So it's gonna be like a 10 pointer like it was. And that's gonna help the spy archetype quite a bit. Emperor Brigade, now agile, was melee. Okay. Emperor Enforcer added soldier tag. Power change from 8 to 6. Now agile was range. Whenever a spying enemy appears, damage an enemy by 2. Deploy damage an enemy by 2. Okay. So it hits. Okay, fine. So it's a 6 base strength unit. Actually, that like you drop it as an 8. That hits for 2 every time spies appears. So that's kind of fine, right? As long as you like play one spy, it's about break even, and if you play more spies, it's fine. It's worth it. Of course, if you play no spy, it's not worth it. But even like that, it's like an 8, not completely dead. Mangono, power change from 6 to 7, still can be lasered whenever you reveal a unit in your hand. Triggers its deployability. Deploy damage to enemy by 4. What? Okay, that's what I was doing anyway. Revealing units in my hand. So you play a Mangonel that has 7 strength. You play Morven, and let's just and this guy hits for like 12. But randomly, so he can be like a total joker and just like nuke all the ones. But it can easily be like a 19. We are talking about the 19 there. And you can just like reveal the guys that like come out as extra power. I have to say, reveal could have some tempo here. Okay, but you're now revealing what your opponent has. And this could easily like put back... Well, Mango is gonna be a unit that you can actually use now. I guess in light of that, it's not so bad that it has 7 power. Spotter! Choose a revealed unit in either hand and boost self by its base power. Add a soldier tag. Choose a revealed unit in either hand and boost up by its base power. That's cool! They finally changed the spotter and they are moving away from this +1 all the time. I love this. I have to say, reveal is getting fun. So you can reveal like a Nilfgaardian Knight, I suppose. And boost itself. Yeah, boost. That's good. Either hand. Like, yeah, revealing their cards is gonna be still tricky. Okay. I don't know. Spotter? could easily be good. As long as you're like running big fat units. And the very, well, choose a revealed unit. The thing is, you don't have to. You don't really have to like commit to this archetype like that much. Like Mangoon is like more of a commitment. Sure, I don't know. It looks fun. I have to say, Reveal looks fun, and that's what I was hoping for. Reveal is a cool archetype, but it was struggling. It was struggling. It was kind of boring. The spotters were boring. The synergies were kind of boring. And now it's getting there. I have to say, Reveal is looking pretty serious. The tempo is there. The power is there. And also you can have some carryover with the Combat Engineers if you really wanna. But of course, it's only like base power, so we shall see. That's just like a general option in the Nilfgaard. I'm not pretty sure why I brought it up, but still, it becomes relevant. Foglets? Oh yeah, the Foglets got destroyed, right? They're like 4 strength now, 1 apiece, and whenever you play a Fog, 1 gets out. But also if the Fog gets removed, then the Foglet disappears. So yeah. I don't know. The Foglets does seem... It's gonna be a lot worse. Gotta be said. They are on foot soldiers. Add a soldier tag. Whenever you reveal this unit in your hand, play it and draw the top card from your deck. Yep. That's what they already did. Whenever a player draws a card from to the hand, boosts self by... What? Whenever a player draws a card to the hand... Boosts up by 1, non-agile, was range. Draws a card to the hand, boosts up by 1. Okay. So, it really loves drawing some cards, I suppose. I don't know how this is gonna work out. But I suppose I like boosts up by 1 on this guy more than I like on the spotters. Again, this is just something we just have to see in action. Abba Pikeman power changed from 5 to 4. Holy crap. Now 1 turn timer. After 1 turn, at the start of your turn, play Abba Pikeman from your deck on the row. Deploy, gain 2 armor, add a soldier attack. That looks pretty damn weak, gotta be said. Because you actually have to play the first one. Then you gotta make sure that 2 of them are in your deck. And you gotta make sure that first one doesn't die. And if it all works out, you only get 12 power, which is like 2 power more than the average. I don't know if that's worth the risk. I'd rather just have some first lights. Yeah. Black Infantry Arbalest, power change from 5 to 6, now agile, was ranged, at a soldier tag. Sure, fair enough. Punishes boosts. Standard Bearer went from 4 to 6, same ability. So they actually buffed the weather counters significantly. They also nerfed the weather. Interesting. What is the average power levels for bronze, silver and gold, in my opinion, after the 3rd patch? For bronze it's about 10, for silver it's about 13, and gold is about 16. You can argue for plus minus 1, but that's about right. I think the bronze more like a 9 to 10. But with the combos, it can easily be more, like, some of them are just, like, 14. Like, the average, I think that's, like, a 10, 13, 16. That's about it. Anything, if you can get more than a 10 out of it, or, like, more than the average out of it, that makes it a good card. And how situational it is what kind of holds it back. Like, if you could just, like, drop down a 20 strength bronze, that's amazing. But if you can drop down, like, a very situational, like, 12 and, like, 12 bronze, then... that's maybe not worth it that much. That sometimes just doesn't work out. And it does matter quite a bit, like, how strong a card is if it doesn't work out. What's the backup? Anyhow, Nausicaa Brigade now agile. They've got the Knight, yes, Soldier, Imperial Golem. Whether you reveal a card in your opponent's hand, play this unit from your deck. Holy crap! So if you reveal a card in your opponent's hand, you actually play out the Imperial Golems. So again, this is another buff for the reveal archetype. Okay. Interesting. It's not great, but you actually get like +2 on top of your reveal. It's definitely better to reveal the dudes in your hand. But if you like reveal, I don't know. I guess it's still not great because this was actually possible before. You can just use the hero, reveal in your opponent's hand only, and the golems get out. So it's kind of like limiting the golems. Yeah, Vikora Medic is a support, Vikora Novice. Power change from 1 to 2, draw 2 top bronze alchemy cards from your deck. Holy crap, only alchemy cards. Play one and shuffle the other back, so it's no longer a spy synergy card. Bruverhog, spawn Bruverhog, deploy, play a random bronze dwarf or silver unit from your deck. Shuffle the others back. So the only addition is that you can actually play a bronze dwarf in addition to silver units. And that kind of establishes Bruverhog as actually someone who gives a damn about dwarves. So I guess that's a plus. Definitely a buff. Bruverhog didn't see too much play. Aithne kind of overshadowed him, and that might be still the case. Because Aithne is a 5+ the silver special, and Bruverhog is just like, I don't know, I think it's good, like. But it was like kind of struggling along with, next to Aithne. Francesca, power change from 67, deploy, you may mulligan a card, but choose any card from your deck to replace it. If the replacement card is a unit, boosted by 3. Let's shuffle your deck. So, you get 7, and you mulligan away a card, but choose any card from your deck to replace it. So you can't just get any card. If it's replacing this unit, boosted by 3. So you get like 10 out of it, plus a mulligan, then shuffle your deck. Like, how valuable is getting the answer, the very specific card from your deck? I don't know. Like, of course, best case scenario, you mulligan away like the 3-strength chick that just like goes onto the board, and you draw into a gold, and I guess that's just fine. So it still doesn't look that exciting to me. Also, only mulligans once now, and so the 7-strength guys that like shoot for every mulligan are gonna have a, I don't know, harder time seeing any play. Anyhow, spout change, Saskia, 7 to 10, ability rework, deployed mulligan 2 cards, choose any bronze cards in your deck as replacements. Shuffle the deck, add officer tag. I don't know. So any. So you actually can draw into specific bronze cards, but how valuable is mulligan? I just don't see Saskia as like a very exciting card here. I'm kind of happy that they changed her, because she was an auto-include in a way. But I don't know. We shall see. I think they are still working on the mulligan, and these are interesting options, but I'm not convinced it's quite here. Which faction do I think will be great in this patch? I think Monster Vetter and Nilfgaard and scoia'tael. I don't think Monster Vetter is gonna be at all good. Like, the Vetter counters are better. Monster Vetter got destroyed. I think if it's Monster, then it's gonna be Consume or like the Deathwish archetype. Scoia'tael definitely is gonna be there. Skellig discard, I could see that being a thing. Nora Realm looks pretty buffed. Really buffed. So Nora Realm, watch out for them. Nilfgaard, I don't know, we shall see. I'm just still going through Nilfgaard in a way. Actually, we already finished with Nilfgaard. I guess the Spy archetype looked good. The Reveal got the biggest buffs, I suppose. Reveal might just work out. It's hard to say. Because it was not a faction currently that just really saw play. So it's really hard to say like what kind of a level of buff would it need to like be on par with the others. I'm not so sure about Nilfgaard. I think scoia'tael, Norrealm, and Skellig discard will be there. Monster specific archetypes. I think Vetter got pretty destroyed, but we shall see. I'm excited for Nilfgaard. The changes look very exciting. Anyway, Zoltan Chivai at the soldier tag will now damage each moved enemy by 2. So this is just an extra bonus. It only boosted, actually strengthened the move units, and now every time you actually move an enemy, you actually damage them as well. So this is just a straight up like buff. Your vet power changed from 67, damage enemy by 7 at an official attack. Now the thing is, this unit is like a 14, which is not great, but if you think about it in a way that it's like a specific removal. It's a 14, but can we get extra value by this 7? Can we just remove a unit that would get extra value later? Because if we can just remove like a juicy unit that would get extra value later, like for example, like we kill a Mango now because it has a 7 value now, and we just prevent like 12 damage, then this 14 strength unit that prevented 12 damage then suddenly becomes pretty damn good. Of course, it's gotta be more situational. I don't really recommend running your vet just like everywhere. But of course, it's kind of nice to have my premium your vet now. But yeah, it's kind of good. We shall see. I definitely don't recommend running him just for this, just for the stats. If you can get extra value by his damage, then your vet is good. A Glaze power change from 10 to 9 doesn't wound self anymore if player chooses to use the ability. That's actually a big deal. Holy crap, that's colossal. That means you can just, well, you can get 9 plus bronze value or 9 plus silver value. Actually, it doesn't even like specify that you cannot replay gold spells. Maybe it's probably the case. I don't know. But the point, it doesn't matter. Because a Glaze, as long as your opponent play any spell, a Glaze is good. It's basically an 8-nay for your opponent's graveyard. If 8-nay for 5 is good, like, a Glaze is like fucking insane. Idleen, non-loyal, will only pull and copy Vetter and spell bronze cards. Added agent tag. Okay. I guess fair enough. We gotta see it in action, I suppose. Melva added soldier tag. Her ability now states that she will return the highest bronze or silver for both players. Now she boosts an ally she's returned to your hand by 3. The enemy won't be boosted. Actually, it's actually a big deal because I believe she's a 9 now. And if she like boosts the guy that actually you return, that's gonna be a huge deal. Even if you like return a bronze and you just like you wanna return a unit that's gonna give you like extra value on top of that. Because let's just say like you return a trapper that already used like its exploding trap. Well, it always uses exploding trap if it's on the board. And you can just like send it back and you just use it again. Alias, power change from 9 to 6. Whenever you draw or mulligan in this unit, boosted by 2 at the soldier attack. I don't like this. Because this is basically how you feel about Elias all the time. You just want to bully it away because it's crap. But, like, can you really... Well, I guess in, like, a crazy mulligan deck, just like, you get Elias, you just bully it away. But the thing is, because of the blacklisting, it can only happen at most 4 times per game. Am I wrong about that? Maybe if it's just your last card, maybe it can happen more. But because you bully it away, you can't get it anymore. Then you, like... How many times it can happen? I don't know. I just don't see the potential in this. The patch is out in a few days. Yavin is the agent. Kieran power change from 8 to 9. Barclayals will actually strengthen instead of boosting. That's actually huge. That's gonna be matter quite a lot for the dwarves. Dennis got a little weaker. I don't think that should matter that much. Ida power change from 4 to 3. Will spawn overdose instead of Quen's side. That actually matters quite a bit. So she will have a lot better backup instead of just a crappy Quen. And that actually considered a buff here. I would definitely consider the buff here because she was gonna have access to a better spell. That's quite big. Her ability now specifically states that she won't be able to target leaders. Power change from 6 to 8. Okay. What? So she's gonna be an 8 plus 5? 13? That can be played with Isgrim? Sign me up for that, just because she can't hit golds. Fuck, someone said auto include? I think that's what we heard. Anyway, Moroccan Defender is a soldier, was also better by 1. Moroccan Guard, other soldier, power change from 5 to 6. Boost an eye by 4 if it's a dwarf, strengthen it by 3 instead. Interesting that it's weaker, but like strengthening the Moroccan Defender is obviously something that just like it's gonna like carry over for the next turn as well. Dwarven Merc, power change from 6 to 7. Okay. A skirmisher, soldier will now strengthen self by 2. So like dwarves are getting buffed, and dwarves were one of the tournament decks that we saw like just a few days ago. Skirmisher is a soldier. We now strengthen self by 2 instead of boosting if the unit is damaged, wasn't destroyed. Abba mercenary, power change from 2 to 1. I suppose that unit was seeing a lot of play. War Dancer is actually got buffed. Wow, that's huge. So as long as you bullet this away, you're gonna get like 4 value. Okay. That could be tempting just to put it in like in many decks. Commando Neophyte will now damage a random enemy when you draw a card instead of whenever you mulligan. Oh right. That's a big deal. So as long as you like draw cards like crazy. Okay. So it's a 7 strength that damages every time you draw a card. Now that is not too hard to do. This guy could get out of control. Okay. So they just kind of like I would say like giving up but like on the mulligan archetype, but like didn't really make it a thing. At least for now. And it's more like a niche at this point. And it's more like the draw archetype at this point. This is more like the tin archetype right now. Read Officer. Added officer tag, now agile, was siege. Power change from 7 to 6. Deploy, you may mulligan a card in your hand and boost self by the drawn card's base power, or by 5 if it's a special card. Drawn card's base power, or 5 if it's a best special card. Boost self. So at very least it's gonna be on 11, the Vreed Officer. That's gonna get boosted by that. And wow, what? I have to reread this. Like it looks broken. It's 6 strength base that you may mulligan a card in your hand. You only have a choice. Boosts up by the drawn card's base power. Of course, you might just draw into something garbage, but let's just assume that because many of the scoia'tael units have like base power like 6-ish, so you actually end up with that, like a 12. A 12 that mulligans. And also draws. And if it's a special card, you also end up with an 11. You just end up with an 11. This is good. This is really, really good. And you don't need any setup for this. And also agile. What the hell? Am I wrong about this guy? Because it looks extremely good. Especially if you have some big units. Imagine like just drawing into Yavin and like, hey, what's up? I'm Breed Officer. 18 points. Ready for duty. Whatever. Even if you just draw another Breed Officer, it's gonna be 12. It's crazy good. Well, definitely gonna see some play. Well, mulligan is gonna be viable, I suppose. Breed Vanguard. And imagine just mulliganing a 4 strength Elven War Dancer, then drawing into a 6. Then you actually just like getting 16 points with a bronze. Whatever. Looks viable. Probably broken. Likely broken. Preheat Vanguard. Power change from 4 to 5. Whenever you mulligan card, boost all elf allies by 1. Deploy. Boost all other elf allies by 1. Added soldier tag. Now the thing with this guy, it's pretty situational. You placed it as a 5. It must not die. You gotta have other elves. You gotta have like, let's just say you have like 3 elves. And you gotta mulligan cards as well. So you gotta play him. He has to not die. You gotta have like 3 elves. You gotta mulligan cards. You gotta mulligan cards twice for him to be good, worth it. Forget about it. Unless you're like running the all elves of fucking ever. Like, I just don't see how this guy's gonna work out. Especially if the opponents are running any removal because he's weak. He looks bad. Vreed Brigade. Power change from 6 to 8. Okay. Okay. Vreed Dragoon. Also 6 to 7. Now range was siege. And he's also soldier. So, like, looks like all the bronzes are a little bit climbing up. But not all of them. Have anyone seen like Short being mentioned? He's gonna be the worst card in the game for a long time. Anyway, Preheat Sapper, power change from 8 to 9. Of course the Preheat Sapper, like the only point of that guy is that you buff him up and like, you know, it doesn't get interrupted, but like, don't like him. Dobleton Archer, power change from 5 to 6. Like, every single one is just getting buffed. Except the Trapper, because that's just ridiculous. The Protector, he's a soldier now. Marksman, power change from 6 to 7. Now Agile was range. Additionally, whenever an enemy moves to a different row, damage it by 2. Holy crap. So it's a 9 base. And that's only like this is not nothing new, but the only change is that it's actually a little bit better. So like a move deck, they didn't say a lot about the move deck. Looks like move deck is still not gonna be a thing, but they're just trying to make these move units like competitive somewhat. So just in case the move happens, it's gonna be like they're gonna be like worth it, kind of. But you don't have to like rely on moving stuff. to make them worth it. Hawker Healer, power change from 4 to 5, boost 2 allies by 3. So this is a 11. I guess this is like the runner-up to Thunderbolt Potion now. They just like, well, this is like easier because you only need 2 allies, I suppose. And Hawker Smuggler, power change from 4 to 6. Now Agile was ranged at the support tag. It's a Smuggler. Holy crap, it's Agile again. So this, it's basically back on the power level the bear was, right? Because every unit, every single unit, when the Savage Bear was ridiculous, it was a 6 that hit every single spawned unit. And Hawker Smuggler is a 6 that gets stronger for every single spawned unit. And actually the bear was row locked. Of course, Hawker Smuggler might get shut down. I guess ultimately like damaging the opponent is a little bit better than boosting. But it doesn't change the fact that if the Hawker Smuggler doesn't get shut down, she's gonna be as good as the Savage Bear, probably better. Low Mountain Commando, also Soldier. So that's about it. Holy crap. That was quite the list. So, thanks for tuning in, guys.